Ram.
Thanks for joining again. This week we are going to continue with Vivek Nolkarji, his a divine session. And last week we had a great divine feeling, when he showed us the Baba's negative, and everybody was so inspired to see that, and also they wanted to have the picture of that. So continuing the same, it is the second session with Vivek Ji. We all welcome you and start this. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, Jai Sai Ram. Last time, Mr. Malik had mentioned about that locket to be shown to all people. So that I have brought. Before I start reading, I'll just show you the locket. Will that be all right?
Yes, yes.
Can you see the locket?
Yes, yes. Very nice.
This is the locket. Story in general, I have already given. I'll repeat it once we come to Tatya Sahib's last days next time.
Okay.
Is it sufficient?
Yes.
Should
yes.
I start?
Yeah, please do start. And if anyone has any questions or any comments, please put it on the chat. Okay.
Yeah, he or she may do so. I'll answer whatever way I can.
And Nulkarji, let's put it a mix of English and Hindi if possible.
Sure. Definitely, no problem. But the letter itself is in English all.
Right.
So people who can who wish to, they can ask me. I'll stop and answer whatever they want. In between the letters, especially the abuses of Baba. Abuses mentioned by Baba have been written as he had mentioned. So I'll not read them, but I'll just mention that they were abuses. Okay. Continue. Should I start?
Yes,
Hello?
Nulkarji. Yes, Nulkarji.
This is the letter of Tata Saheb to Nana Saheb Tandorkar, written from Pandharpur on 19/7/1909. Tata Saheb was in Pandharpur and he has written a letter to Nana Saheb after coming back from Shirdi. And this letter will give you how and when Tata Saheb actually went to Shirdi. This was only a short period of 7 months before he had gone to Shirdi for the first time.
Nulkarji, Nulkarji, you gave me the letters, but I couldn't include them. So can you flash it in front of your camera? You are reading the originals one, right? So just
yes, originals, but this is rewritten.
Okay.
This is rewritten,
rewritten.
not the originals.
But yeah, okay.
Because Tata Saheb's handwriting was very difficult to understand. So these have been deciphered and rewritten. Okay, I start. When Sri Samartha came to Chembur, now he is mentioning about Kaka Maharaj. And while he was in Chembur in Mumbai, that's what he is telling Nana Saheb. When Sri Samartha, means Kaka Maharaj, came to Chembur from Satara on the 13th. He is writing on 19th, he is talking about 13th. We went to see him there the next day. On that day, in the morning, there was a wire from my brother from Jalgaon that his 6-month-old boy was dangerously ill and asking Baba to go over and asking Babu. Babu means youngest brother of Tatya Saheb, who was a doctor. The younger brother, Mr. Atmaram, he was asking Babu, who means Anant, the youngest brother doctor of Tatya Saheb, to come to Jalgaon and asking Babu to go over to Jalgaon. We went that afternoon to Chembur and read wire to Shri, That is Kaka Maharaj. Asked him what to do. Babu had an operation on and he could not go. She gave Angara. Kaka Maharaj gave Angara and told it to be given and applied as often as medicine and more. We sent the Angara. Atmaram, that is his younger brother, Tata Saheb younger brother Atmaram, gave it regularly, and Dr. Merchant in Jalgaon, and Dr. Merchant, who is a theosophist, helped in giving it and getting the boy out of the crisis. Twice the boy had been given up as dead, and he recovered. On Saturday, the 15th, Sri Samartha came to us at Dadar. That is Kaka Maharaj, and stayed first. When he left for Dopeshwar, each day was a full of delight and wonders. On the last day but one, when he declared nothing should prevent him from leaving the next day. Vaman and Babu. Vaman means younger son of Tatya Sahib, and Babu is the youngest brother of Tatya Sahib. Babu is Ananta. Were crying. Vaman was the youngest son, and Visu was the younger one. Vaman and Babu were crying despairingly. It was too much, and at last Shri asked Vaman to speak out what he wanted. At last Vaman said he wished Shri to be always with him, Sannidhya. He replied, Upasana चालू द्या, मी सन्निध आहेच. उपासना सोडू नका, म्हणजे ईश्वर दर्शन देईल माझ्या रूपाने. Don't leave your sadhana, continue. I am always with you. Don't Ishwar will give you darshana in my form. All were impressed awfully and blissfully. The next day Sri Samartha left. Visu was present, that is the younger son. Visu was present and was serving Shri also. He too was greatly impressed. Since then, he became strongly inclined to go to Sri Sai Baba at Shirdi and began to mourn and was moody and always contemplative.
So Nulkarji, can we take a pause and just recap maybe your reading?
Yes.
So basically, I want to hear कि काका साहिब आए थे वहाँ महाराज और उन्होंने अंगार दिया और फिर can you just recap?
Yeah.
Can you do that, please?
Yes. Kaka Maharaj had come to from Satara. Satara was his guru's place, as I had told you earlier. From there, he had come to Mumbai, Chembur, and Tatya Sahib, his both sons and brother, had gone to see him and informed the Kaka Sahib that his younger brother, who was at Jalgaon, his son, 6 months old son, was dangerously ill. So Kaka Maharaj gave Angara to Tatya Sahib to be sent to Jalgaon and given to the child as often as the medicine. The child was being looked after by one Mr. Merchant, Dr. Merchant in Jalgaon. And but he agreed and he gave, and the boy recovered. That was the gist of the previous paragraph.
Okay.
Now, after Kaka Maharaj had left for Dhopeshwar, he is talking about his younger son Visu, who wanted to go to Shirdi. Because in the very first meeting of Tatya Sahib, he was greatly impressed by Sai Baba. And that's why he was, although he served Kaka Maharaj, but soon after he left, he had all the inclination to go to Shirdi. Okay, should I continue?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
When he and Vaman had remained behind and we left Shirdi. Now he is talking from Shirdi to Pandharpur. After this episode of Bombay, they had gone to Shirdi. And both these sons were left in Shirdi, and wife, mother and Tatya Sahib had gone to Pandharpur. Vaman and Visu were with Baba in Shirdi. We left Shirdi in Easter, that was sometime in April, and returned to Pandharpur to find that Mrs. Jambekar of Ahmedabad, who had been my guest, had promised not to leave Pandharpur till my return. Died of cholera at 3 on the night when I was getting quite uneasy at Puntamba station. Puntamba is a railway station away from there to Pandharpur. They had to travel by cart or something, waiting for carts. After my return, I learned this and also learned that cholera was spreading outside from Nashik. Then I gradually got anxious as there was no letter from Shirdi. At last asked Sardar Mirikar, to wire about my boys. I learned they were still there and were detained by day after day by Sri. Now, at this stage, I'll just mention one thing. Baba had both these boys. One was a doctor and another was younger one. They were detained by Baba because of this cholera. Though it was not mentioned anywhere, but this was the aim behind Baba's making them wait there. That night I dreamed the boys were standing ready before Shri, that is Sai Baba. This is a dream, ready to start as they were permitted. I was going to Shri in a cart in a leisurely way and slowly alighted and went there. Then Shri said angrily, this was all in dream, why are you so late? Well, another opportunity will be given to you. I then bowed and left. With the boys, after this dream, I wrote to the boys. He left in the dream and then he wrote to the boys. Next morning, after this dream, I wrote to the boys to ask for permission and to leave if they got permission. As a matter of fact, this letter crossed them as they had got the permission the very morning of the dream. And as I fully expected, the boys came to Pandharpur on the very day, I hope. Then the baby he had taken a small baby as an orphan because his mother, Tatya Sahib's mother, had asked him to rear the baby. That baby died, fell ill and died. And in a few days, we all started for Dadar, back to Bombay, or about 1st May with wife and the boys. Again, he comes back to Pandharpur. At Pandharpur, when Sri Samartha was here, he is talking about Bombay. In February, he had given me back 4 rupees is very interesting. Sri Samartha, that is Kaka Maharaj, had given 4 rupees, saying, keep it. I connected this with the story. Baba had mentioned something when in his first meeting. मैंने तुझे 4 भाऊ मार ले. I killed your 4 brothers, etc. And had kept the 4 rupees. By what Kaka Maharaj had given 4 rupees, he kept those 4 rupees. And he realized that Baba had mentioned that he had, मैंने तुझे 4 भाऊ मार ले. I killed your 4 brothers. You remember that? He is asking Nana Sahib. In Easter at Shirdi, we were each asked to come down with 4 rupees by Shri Sai Baba. I connected all this. Perhaps I have told you that I had got an answer from Samartha to my inward question about Guru. And he mentions in Marathi, Guru Asava Brahman. Guru must be a Brahmin. That's what he's saying. By an exposition on who should be styled as Brahmin. First of all, who should be called as Brahmin? That is the initial question. And I had also asked Samartha, that is Kaka Maharaj, how it was that Akkalkot Swami, Tatya Sahib asked Kaka Maharaj while he was in Bombay, that how Akkalkot Swami did not give any Upadesh, gave no Upadesh. He replied, who says? Now, remember, Kaka Sahib had never met Akkalkot Maharaj. And in those days, his biography was not written. And if at all had been written, Kaka Sahib had not read it. I'm quite sure. I'm not assuming, but taking the time, and Kaka Sahib gave answer to Tatya Sahib, Kaka Maharaj. He replied, who says he did not? A man was resolved upon getting Upadesh from him, that is Akkalkot Swami, and was told to be present in a Shiva temple in the jungle, where he would come to him at noon exactly. The man waited. दोपहर को 12 बजे के पास उसको वहां पे जंगल में रहने के लिए बोला. Just at 12, the Swami passed. At a distance and shouted loudly, Shankar, Shankar, and passed on. The man heard the words, but thought some passerby had called on the god, and waited for 2 more hours in vain for the Swami, who never turned up in the jungle, in the temple. Now was it not the Upadesh? Kaka Maharaj asked Tatya Sahib, was this not a Upadesh? So how and when and Upadesh is to be given and by Guru, nobody can decide, but Guru decides. And if you know how to get Upadesh from Guru, this is the answer. I hope I'm clear. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I know it, I think a few devotees are
Small
asking.
things. Small sense.
Few devotees are asking that if we can, as we are reading, if you can please recap in a summary, then it will connect together.
Oh yes, why not? But interrupt me, I don't mind. We may take longer time, but you can interrupt me anytime.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to explain what. See, just by my reading, it is very difficult to understand. And question is of 100 lakh. What Tatya Sahib is talking to Nana Sahib through later, and because Tatya Sahib and Nana Sahib knew each other so well, and Nana Sahib also knew about Kaka Maharaj, so he could understand. but it is very difficult for any third person to understand. You ask me anytime, I'll explain it to you. This is the way of writing of Tatya Sahib. He would tell something and go back again. As he has mentioned about those 4 rupees, आपके समझ में, मतलब किसी को अगर समझ में नहीं आया तो मैं बता सकता हूँ. 4 रुपए काका साहब ने उनको, काका महाराज ने उनको दिए थे. उनको बोला था कि ये रखिए. एंड प्रायर टू दैट, जब तात्या साहब पहली बार गए थे तब उन्होंने सबको, बिकॉज नाना साहब वाज आल्सो देयर विद हिम, साठे वाड़े से बुलाया ऑल ऑफ अ सडन, और हर एक के पास से 4-4 रुपए लिए थे, मांगे थे. और उस टाइम उन्होंने, जो साईं बाबा ने बोला था, आई हैव किल्ड योर 4 ब्रदर्स. नाउ किलिंग 4 ब्रदर्स means he has already done something for in his sadhana. So this was the prize given to Tatya Sahib by Kaka Maharaj. Actually, like Sai Baba. It is very strange to understand. Both had not seen each other, neither Sai Baba nor Kaka Maharaj, but the saints always talk to each other by telepathy. And so was the case of Akkalkot Swami. Akkalkot Swami had not seen, nor Kaka Maharaj had seen Akkalkot. But how does he know about the Upadesh given by Akkalkot Maharaj? So this is the beauty of the sense. It's very difficult to understand. And those who understand it, they really, I mean, it's beyond, I mean, it's just to experience and listen to it. That's all. Should I go ahead?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Vivekji, one question.
Yeah. Yes, please.
When Baba said that I killed 4 brothers, so was there any interpretation of, I know Baba always, speak in a mystic way, and which very people can understand or decipher, what he meant philosophically. So is there any interpretation by Nana Sahib Nunkarji on what does it Baba mean he killed 4 brothers?
By? Yeah, that's what he has mentioned. He said, I have connected this to these 4 rupees given by Kaka Maharaj. Now, what for he meant that I have killed your 4 brothers is very difficult to understand, and he has not also, Tatya Sahib also not mentioned what it meant, but he has connected the number 4. 4 rupees were given by Kaka Maharaj, and Baba mentioned same thing, killed 4 brothers. So it is, Tatya Sahib says, this I have connected to these 4, what Baba has said. And this is the prize given by Kaka Maharaj to me, and Baba has confirmed it. That's what it means. He has not mentioned in many words, but this is what it means. Is it okay? Clear? Am I clear?
Yeah, yes.
Am I clear? Should I proceed?
Yes.
This threw a glaring light on my mind about Upadesh. How Guru gives the Upadesh, this has thrown a glaring light on my mind. This is what Tatya Sahib says. And I heard, please listen. The first time you blessed me by taking me to Shirdi. So on Sankranti day, January 14th, Nana Sahib had taken Tatya Sahib to Shirdi. And as I had mentioned earlier, if you remember, Tatya Sahib had wished that he should get beautiful Nagpur oranges to be given to Baba. Now, January was not the season for oranges. Oranges are normally available in the month of April, May. And in January, he got 2 baskets of oranges, lovely oranges, to be given to Baba. What by if the Guru has to satisfy, give all his blessings to his disciple, what can he do or what can he not do? Kartum akartum anyatha kartum. Anything it can do, he can do. So I'll proceed further. Taking me to Shirdi, I thought I had got the light. Whatever he was expecting, that very he got. As I had explained earlier, when he went to Shirdi, he sat down and he bowed down to Baba, and Baba, with his palm of full of udi, he put it on his head. And that very moment, as he says here, I got the light. That means all the possible uh, intended thing was given to him. Very waiting. He went in a trance for a moment, and later on he came back to his senses. I thought I had got the light. And on our first day at Shirdi, am I clear?
Yes, Nulkaji, clear. And if you think it's easier for everyone to understand, maybe you can give the summary instead of just reading everything. You can read whatever is convenient for you.
Oh, I have no objection. Actually,
Yeah.
should I give it in Hindi? All right.
Anything summary, because I think what is happening is when you're reading, it is taking some time. It is thoda confusion ho raha hai. तो आप इसको summary बता के as a so that will be easier for all of us to understand.
Because these instances he has written down. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. I'll write down the small instances, and then next time when we sit together, we'll do that. Will that be all right?
But today we can carry on whatever you can. Let's carry on, and yeah.
Okay. As Mr. Chandrasekhar ji said, Baba used to talk in something mystic way. The same thing had happened with Tatya Sahib also. He said something which was not understandable. सब चीजें समझ में नहीं आई उनकी. Well, to proceed on the third, Sri Samartha gave Samartha's visit. Atmaram wrote that his boy was okay, and it was informed to Kaka Maharaj. Kaka Maharaj said, "Ishwar Krupa Karto." The God blesses. Before few days, Samartha came to Dadar. Vagdev had come. Vagdev was another saint from by caste, he was a Dangar, a shepherd. He used to come to Tatya Sahib. And he had asked for some money, so he sent his mother and wife had gone to meet him in Girgaon. And Vaman, his elder son, had also gone to see him. And Vagdev, he asked for some money. He used to collect money for the cows and the sheep. So Tata Saheb sent him money. Then after Sri Samartha left, Visu had only one thought, that I should go to Shirdi. And then there was a real tussle between son, the grandmother, the mother, and father. Tata Saheb had told Visu, if you go there, I have no objection, but I have no inclination from Baba. Baba has not given me any sign, or he has not mentioned anything. But at that time, as mentioned in the letter, Visu, my grandfather, he was dreaming of Baba every night. He has mentioned in the letter. That's why he was after that I must go to Shirdi. And he had one inclination, because as he had seen Baba, Sada Pating saint, no family, nothing whatsoever. He never asked for anything from anyone. That's what kind of guru he wanted to have, like Tatya Sahib. So he was really, and he was dreaming of Baba every night while in Bombay. So then there was a fight between father, mother, grandmother, and mother, and the son, younger son. Finally, Dada Sahib told him to go to his mother, grandmother, that's his Visu's grandmother. उनके साथ बातचीत किया, उन्होंने खूब उनको लताड़ा कि how you have not finished your education, आपने अभी तक कॉलेज नहीं पूरा किया, कुछ नहीं किया, why do you want to go there, and all that sort of stuff. Finally, all three gave him permission, but Tatya Sahib told him, see, now you know you are on your own. If you wish to go, you are on your own. I will not stop you. But Baba has not given me any indication. Then for a moment, Visu Visu thought that, okay, I'll not go. Everyone is against me. Then once again, Tatya Sahib told him, he said, you're on your own. I will not stop you if you wish to go.
Vivekji, can you
that
pause
was
for a
the
second?
time he collected his everything and how to.
Vivekji, can you pause for a second and summarize
Yes.
what you just said for the last 5 minutes?
My grandfather, that is Visu, young, he was there and he had that inclination. He used to see Baba in his dream every night. And like Tatya Sahib, when he met for the first time in Shirdi, Sri Sai Baba, almost he was also taken up by, I mean, उनको ऐसा लगा कि यस यही है मेरे गुरु, जिसको कोई आगा पीछा नहीं है, no family, no money mindedness, nothing of the sort. And that is why he was inclined to go to Baba. वो काका महाराज जाने के बाद मुंबई से, उनके बाद दिमाग में ये फिर आया कि आई मस्ट गो टू शिरडी. और ये जब चल रहा था तो नेचुरली यंग सन, अभी उसका पढ़ाई भी पूरा नहीं हुआ था, तो व्हाई डज ही वांट टू गो टू बाबा, व्हाट विल ही डू देयर. बट इसमें आपस में जो उनकी बातचीत हुई, and almost it was sort of a quarrel between the family, like a family quarrel in the family. But he finally decided to go to Shirdi. Should I proceed? Should I proceed?
Yes, let's
Yes, please.
So next day morning he was in Shirdi. The moment he went there, Baba asked him to go to school, that is Radhakrishna Ai. Radhakrishna Ai, after that he was asked to go and stay on Godavari at Kopargaon. Godavari was very close to Kopargaon, and Kopargaon was a railway station, as you know. It is still today. जो भी आते थे वो कोपरगांव आते थे, वहां से उतर के they had to cross the Godavari in a small boat or something. So this happened, and Visu used to stay there. He was asked to stay there, and sometimes he used to write to his father, that is Tatya Sahib, and that was all full of vairagya. In the meanwhile, Tatya Sahib had contacted the fortune teller, and he said, this is Rahu Dasha or something in their language, and Visu will not stay there for a long time. Baba will send him back. Sometimes Visu used to ask Baba, should I go to Pune? Because he was staying all alone at Godavari, at Kopargaon. So Tatya Sahib had got the answer that Visu will come back, but he did not come back. Finally, Tatya Sahib's mother, wife and mother-in-law had mentioned to Tatya Sahib, we want to go to Baba, we want to take darshana. And also the grandmother said, I will ask Baba and bring back Visu. So they went to Kopargaon from Pandharpur, and they stayed for along with Sardar Mirikar. They decided to go to Shirdi. Sardar Mirikar was there with them. That's and they came together. They crossed the river. As they were going up the river, on the slope, they saw this young Sai Baba type of a young man with a beard and this thing, a kafni style and a lungi. So Mirikar asked, he said, who's this? Mirikar was asked by Tatya Sahib, ये young Sai Baba कौन है? तो Mirikar, सरदार Mirikar ने बताया तात्या साहब को, ये तो आपका लड़का है विशु, तो ये क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पे? ये यहाँ पर बाबा ने उनको बोला यहाँ पे रहने के लिए, वो झोपड़ी बना के वहां रहते थे. और Mirikar informed, Baba never used to go out of Shirdi, but Mirikar informed Tatya Sahib that Baba comes over there and ask him to do some yoga sadhana. This was not known to Tatya Sahib at that time. And we, of course, I was the grandfather, did not know many things which we through these two letters. I never knew that my grandfather had also done sadhana, and that too under Baba. It was a great thing which we came to know much later. Even after passing away of my grandfather, rather, because these letters were made available to us only after his death, grandfather's death.
Vivekji,
it is very unique.
the devotees are asking what kind of sadhana Baba is to ask them to practice.
That I don't know. Nobody has mentioned. This is the only word which Mirikar has mentioned, Sardar Mirikar. That's how we came to know that he had done some sadhana. And further, I would mention which I have experienced one thing with my grandfather. I was much, I had grown up, I had joined army also. When I came on leave, my grandfather was very happy to see me in a uniform, and he hugged me. At that time, I have realized what stage he was. Usually, any human being, he has some body odor. But my grandfather was emitting something like some unusual sort of a saint from his body. So unless or until a man has done some sadhana, this thing would not happen. This is what I have experienced. If anyone wants to believe in, he may or he may not. But this is, then I have realized later when I read many things, then I have realized. So sadhana was done by him, that I got it confirmed through one small experience. Anything more, please.
कितनी देर रहे विशु जी वहां पर कोपरगांव?
कुछ 4-5 महीना तो रह गए होंगे, 4-5 महीना तो रह गए होंगे। और पूरा जब तक हम देखते थे उनको as small kids right up to, because I was almost 25, 26 and 36 almost when he passed away. But he used to read Sai Satchirath every day in the afternoon. Plus he used to read some Bhagavad or something.
So Nulka ji, विशु जी क्या बताते थे बाबा के बारे में? बताओ ना, शेयर करो। कैसे बाबा क्या करते थे, तो शेयर करो।
बहुत बाबा के बारे में जो उन्होंने जो लैमेंट किया के बाद में, ये सारा उन्होंने, विशु जी ने लिखा हुआ है, किताब में है, ये तकरीबन 20-25 पेज है। अब ये सब मराठी में है, उसके अंदर सब बाबा के बारे में लिखा हुआ है। हाउ it happened, Baba Tata Saheb stayed there, Nilkant Rao took care of him, and what happened when Baba Tata Saheb passed away. Something I would like to tell you, while almost at the end of his life of Tata Saheb, he was lying on the bed and these boys were there with him along with Nilkant Rao. And Tata Saheb told, what are you doing over here? You go to masjid and see what Baba is doing. Come and tell me what Baba is doing. So both these sons had gone to masjid from Sathewada. And Baba was sitting there. A small boy came there. Then there was another chap who brought some rumal. He used to tie it over the head. So Baba called him. He asked for a red rumal to tie it over, and he tied it on that boy's head, and boy took it out from here, from his head, and put it on Baba's head. Baba took it out from his head and he put it on his head, the boy's head. This happened 3-4 times, and then they came back after some time. So Tata Saheb asked the boys, what were you doing there? What did Baba do? Tell me. He said, nothing. There was a boy and he came. There was that rumal sailor came. Baba purchased a rumal, tied it on the boy's head. And they exchanged the rumal every 3-4 times. And then we had Aarti and we came back. Was full of tears in his eyes. The boys asked him, he said, Tata Saheb, boy, what is the matter? Why are you crying? He said, I saw it everything over here while I was sleeping here. Then he said, what did you see? He said, you're talking about rumal. I saw a huge red flower that was given to Baba. Baba gave it back and it was given back to him. This had happened 3-4 times. I saw it lying down here in Sathewada. After this, some days passed when Nilkant Rao was taking care of him every now and then at night also. When he passed away that day, night, it was late in the night, and Vaman, senior son, elder son, asked him, because he was in pain. My Tata Saheb was in great pain. So he said, should I give you brandy? He said, ask Baba. Normally, he never used to take brandy, but he asked, he said, ask Baba. Then he never asked again and he never gave him brandy. But he was in great pain. And at night, when the time had come closer, he asked them to sing one bhajan. And he said, yes, now this is okay. After the bhajan was over, he closed his eyes and people realized, all those, at that time, Mr. Nilkantrao Sahasrabuddhe was also there. Nana, this elder son, younger son, both were there. And Visu ran to Radhakrishna Ai and brought the tirtha from her, which she used to keep, and put it in Tata Saheb's mouth. 1, 2, 3 drops went inside, and then he closed the mouth. That was the end. At that very moment, Baba was in masjid. He got up and started shouting so loudly. Oh, 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 oh. He started shouting and making all sorts of noises. मेरा तात्याबा गया, अब मैं क्या करूं, मेरे रहने के क्या करना है इधर, अब मैं भी जा रहा हूं, मैं जाऊंगा. तात्याबा, listen to me, he'll have no next birth. He has listened to me, Allah bhala karega. And with that he started giving all sorts of abuses. And at that time the Shirdi was very small. People came to know about his shouting, all gathered there. And they didn't know what has happened. When people gathered, he said, "Ab, ताओ, वो पीछे तारा गिर गया, मस्जिद के पीछे जाओ जाओ देखो तारा गिर गया हो." And he was mentioning about Tatya Sahib. Then people came to know Tatya Sahib is passed away. At night, then, of course, in the morning the procession was taken, and Baba was in the near Chowdi or Masjid. It's very close by. So they had taken the body towards the crematorium. While going, Baba stood up there, and both these sons, they went to do the obeisance. Baba said, okay, do. Allah bhala karega, Allah bhala karega. And then they went away. This is what happened at that time. That's what I can tell you. But that was the lament that Baba did at the time of death of Tata Sahib. Okay. Anything else you want to know? He, as my grandfather has told me, he used to eat his or chew his hands, and very hard. It used to bleed. His arms used to bleed over here near the hand ends over here. He used to bite his own hands when they were, and when somebody was, some of his disciples or devotees was in pain or some problem, at that time he used to do all sorts of things.
विशु जी, नुलकर जी, विशु जी एनेक्ट करके दिखाते थे आज कैसे बाबा करते हैं.
सब तो मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, आई डोंट नो. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Then he used to give abuses, so many abuses. मैं अभी रह के क्या करूंगा, मैं जाऊंगा, तात्याबा गया, अभी मुझे रह के क्या करना है, मैं जा रहा हूँ. Shout is what we had seen. This is what he used to do by shouting. Okay.
Yeah. You are very fortunate. आपने विशु जी से देखा है ना, काफी आपको बताते होंगे बाबा
Yes,
के बारे में।
yes,
दिस इज
yes,
रियली ग्रेट, दिस इज
yes,
रियली ग्रेट।
yes.
नीलकंठ जी का भी बड़ा ही, नीलकंठ जी उनके फास्ट फ्रेंड थे, पोथी में भी जिक्र है उनका, राइट, कि वो आए थे और
उन्होंने yes, yes, yes. नीलकंठ जी, one second. नीलकंठ जी वो इनको पहचानते थे अपना।
कैन यू कम
दाभोलकर।
क्लोजर टू माइक, क्लोजर टू माइक।
हेलो, कैन यू हियर?
कम कम है थोड़ा, माइक पास लाओगे तो ठीक रहेगा।
इज इट ओके नाउ?
ओके।
नीलकंठ राव जी वो इनको पहचानते थे। उनके लीला में भी भेजते थे। साई लीला रखी है आपके लिए बहुत सारी इधर, साई लीला में भी कुछ लिखा है उन्होंने। तो पहली बार वो अपना दाभोलकर साहब को मिलने के लिए गए थे बांद्रा में। उस वक्त काका साहब उनके साथ में थे, काका साहब दीक्षित। और उनको कुछ बर्तन भेजने थे, कुछ वहाँ पे जो रामनवमी और ये उर्स होता था उसके लिए कुछ जो खाना पकाना होता था उसके लिए कुछ बर्तन भेजने थे। तो दाभोलकर साहब ने उनको बोला आप क्यों नहीं जाते, ये सारा लेके जाओ, हमारे लिए इतना काम कर दो। तो उन्होंने बोला मैं अगर जाऊंगा, मैं किस लिए जाऊं, पहले मुझे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है आपसे, आपके साईं बाबा से। नहीं, बोला हमारे लिए जाओ। एक्चुअली दाभोलकर साहब और क्या वो भी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर रह चुके थे, नीलकंठ राव जी, तो पहचानते थे एक दूसरे को। बोला ठीक है मैं जाऊंगा, लेकिन समझो अगर मुझे ऐसा लगा कि इधर ही रह जाए तो फिर मैं क्या करूंगा। तो क्या चाहते क्या आप? नहीं, ऐसा उनको कोई जरूरत नहीं थी, उनके पास ही काफी पैसा था, और वो हर एक को ऐसा ये करते थे, उनकी आदत सी जैसी थी। बोले जो आपको पैसे चाहेंगे वो हम दे देंगे। वो माधवराज जी को लेटर दे दिया उन्होंने कि ये जितना पैसा आप पूछेंगे उनको दे देना। तो हाँ ना या करते करते उन्होंने एक्सेप्ट किया और सब बर्तन लेके वो गए उधर। वो बर्तन लेके गए तो सही, लेकिन गए तो गए कहाँ, वो साठेवाड़ा में। वो जिनको देना था वो तो दिए होंगे उन्होंने, पर वहां पे जाने के बाद उन्होंने देखा तो वहां पे सामने तात्या साहब बैठे थे वो साठेवाड़ा में। उनको देखा तो उन्होंने पहचान लिया उनको। और उस वक्त तात्या साहब को कुछ आंखों की बीमारी थी, डिप्लोपिया बोलते हैं, उनको दो दो चीजें दिखाई देती थी, एक सिंगल नहीं। तो उन्होंने नहीं पहचाना उनको। तो नजदीक आकर बैठने के बाद उन्होंने पूछा आपने तो मुझे पहचान लिया, लेकिन मैं नहीं पहचान सका आपको। बोलो आपको कौन भूल सकता है, बिकॉज इन अ वे तात्या साहब was in a higher, better position as far as his social status was concerned. Otherwise, they were classmates right from school days. तो उन्होंने बोला आपको याद है आपके बेंच के ऊपर एक नीलकंठ सहस्त्रबुद्धे करके बैठता था। वो नाम बोलते ही तात्या साहब को इतने खुश हुए, उनको गले लगाया उनको। बोलो मैं नहीं पहचान सका आपको। यस, ये तो बहुत बात का फोटो है, तो मैं नहीं पहचान सका आपको। बोलो आप तो नहीं पहचानेंगे लेकिन हम तो नहीं हम आपको तो पहचान सकते हैं, आप में कोई बदल नहीं है। ये होने के बाद उन्होंने वैसे तो आए थे, उनको बोला था माधवराव देशपांडे को कांटेक्ट करने के लिए श्यामा, लेकिन दादा साहब ने बोला अगर आप यहाँ आए हैं तो आप मेरे गेस्ट हैं, आप जब भी है, बिकॉज इस Tatya Sahib's family was there, and they used to cook there. They used to have their own food. So Tatya Sahib said, "You are my guest now. You stay here." So he stayed. But when he went to Baba for the first time, he did not go inside straight away. He stayed at the uh, entrance of masjid. He stayed there for some time. He kept on looking at Baba. Baba knew what is happening. He did not have to look at him. After some time, he went and did the obeisance to Baba. The very first time he went inside and did namaskara, Baba said, "तात्या बाबा को भी नमस्कार करना, उसको और काका साहब को भी नमस्कार करना." तो जरा मुश्किल था उनको दिमाग में आने के लिए, ये ऐसा क्यों बोल रहे, मैं तो इनके पास आया हूँ, ये बोल रहे मुझे उनको जाके नमस्कार करना। दूसरे दिन फिर वही हुआ बात, ये वापस आए वहां से तो पूजा वजा करके जो भी है वो होने के बाद में दूसरे दिन जब गए तभी दोबारा यही बाबा ने बोला उनको, फिर भी उनके ध्यान में नहीं है। तीसरे दिन भी वही हुआ, तात्या साहब को भी नमस्कार करना, उस काका साहब को भी नमस्कार। उसके बाद कुछ दिन बीच में बीत गए तो वो पूछते थे कि अपना थ्रू श्यामा जी बाबा को पूछते थे कि कब जाना है, जरा पूछ लीजिए उनको। नॉर्मली काफी सारे लोग थे यहाँ वहाँ पे जो खुद नहीं पूछते थे बाबा को, वो थ्रू श्यामा ही पूछते थे। श्यामा वॉज वेरी क्लोज टू बाबा, लाइक Mahasapati and Tatya Kote Patil. They were locals. So, and Shama was like a bodyguard of Baba. And थोड़ा पढ़ा लिखा था, थोड़ा सा लोगों से बातचीत करने वाला था, इसलिए तो उनसे पूछवाते थे कि बाबा को पूछिए कि हम कब जाए। बाबा जस्ट यूज्ड टू से हाँ देखेंगे देखेंगे करके 10 दिन हो गए, 15 दिन हो गए, फिर भी बाबा हाँ नहीं बोले। तो एक दिन वो जरा वो थोड़े गुस्से में थे। गुस्से में मतलब भाई वो दिमाग में क्या या ऐसा कैसे बार बार बोलते, पर ये नहीं कहा कि मैं निकल जाता हूँ इधर से। बाबा के परमिशन के बिना जाने की उनकी भी इच्छा नहीं होती थी, ऐसा जकड़ के रखा था उनको। तो वहां पे एक दिन उसे अपना मस्जिद के बाहर ही खड़े रहे थे, बाहर मतलब दूर जरा, और देख रहे थे। तो बाबा की भी नजर गई उनके तरफ, बोला ये जो आप लोगों को बोलते हैं ना ये सब पागल खाना है, ये सब ये पागल खाने में मैं नहीं आना चाहता हूँ, आप मुझे सीधा बताएंगे तो मैं आऊंगा। तो बाबा ने ही उतनी जोर से कहा उनको, अगर ऐसा हमारा भी मैं जो एक्सपीरियंस दूंगा वो ऐसा वैसा नहीं है, वो सीधा है। और उन्होंने उस टाइम ये मराठी में बोलते हैं वायला वर्षा, जो चूल्हा होता था, चूल्हे के बाजू में एक चूल्हा होता था, लेकिन उसके अंदर अपना लकड़ी वगैरह नहीं डाल सकते, उसके ऊपर सिर्फ ये बर्तन रख दो, तो जो बर्तन में पानी हो या कुछ भी हो तो गर्म हो जाता था इधर चूल्हा जलाने से। चूल्हे के बाजू में जो चूल्हे के ऊपर रख देते सिर्फ बर्तन तो भी गर्म हो जाता, उसको बोलते वाइला मराठी में। तो हमारा एक्सपीरियंस डायरेक्ट है, ऐसा नहीं होगा। तो उन्होंने बोला कि अगर ऐसा है ना तो अपना जो सीढ़ी है मस्जिद की उधर ही पड़ा रहे कुत्ते के जैसे, उसको बोलो, श्यामा को बोला, उसको बोलो जो सीढ़ी है अपनी मस्जिद की वो कुत्ते के जैसा पड़ा रहे उधर। और आगे एक चीज उन्होंने बोला बाबा ने, और राम नाम लेके ही जाना। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, क्योंकि एक फकीर मुसलमान कभी किसी को बोला हुआ मैंने तो नहीं सुना, मैं तो बहुत छोटा हूँ, पर ये ऐसा कभी फकीर या मुसलमान राम का नाम लेना और दूसरे को देना, राम नाम लेके ही जाना, मतलब यही। और उनके मन में भी वही था, उनका जरा भक्ति राम की तरफ थी, तो उन्होंने बाबा ने बिल्कुल वही उनके सिर पे ठोक दिया और राम नाम लेके ही जाना। और वही हुआ आखिर में, उनको दिया वो राम नाम ही दिया। और ये तो उस दिन के बाद, उसके बाद में उन्होंने बोला कि हमको इसकी जरूरत है, तो उनके सामने ही बोला अपना, हाँ उनको बोलते रामैया, क्योंकि वो राम नाम लेते थे इसलिए उनको रामैया, ये आए रामैया ऐसा बोलते थे। तो उसकी हमको जरूरत है। जरूरत है क्या हुआ कि उसके थोड़े ही दिन बाद तात्या साहब, उनको बहुत हेवी डायबिटीज था। और डायबिटीज की वजह से वो उनके पीछे, पीठ के ऊपर और नीचे भी वो बॉइल्स हुए। बॉइल्स की वजह से बड़े में था, और वो इतना रैपिडली बढ़ गया उनका सब कि किसी को पता भी नहीं चले इतना। और दो डॉक्टर मौजूद थे, एक लड़का था और एक छोटा भाई। ऑफकोर्स छोटा भाई जो था वो आंखों का डॉक्टर था लेकिन जो उनका लड़का है, बड़ा लड़का, वो जनरल फिजिशियन था। लेकिन उस टाइम ये डायबिटीज की दवा नहीं होती थी, तो जो बॉइल्स हुए वो साफ करके उनको पट्टी करना यही काम होता था। वो सब नीलकंठ राव जी ने किया। इतना ही कि रात को जब उनको पेशाब होता था तब वो बर्तन भी उठा के लेके जाते थे। तो उनको बहुत दुख हुआ कि ये मेरा दोस्त है, ये मेरा मित्र है, और इसको ये करना पड़ता है। आंखों में पानी आ गया। तो नीलकंठ राव जी ने बोला, आपने अगर ऐसा दोबारा बोला तो मैं एक्सेप्ट नहीं करूंगा। आप यहाँ पर जज नहीं है, आप यहाँ मेरे पेशेंट है, और मुझे जो कहा है वो बाबा ने बोला है और मैं करूंगा। वो दोबारा ये दिमाग में भी नहीं लाना। मतलब बाबा के ऊपर भी इतना भरोसा और अपने दोस्त के ऊपर भी इतना प्रेम, ये दोनों चीज नीलकंठ राव जी के पास थी, इतनी जबरदस्त थी। और ये सब दोनों लड़के भी देख रहे थे कि अपने पिताजी के जो मित्र है वो क्या कर रहे हैं। वो भी कोई हाथ जुटा रहे थे, नहीं ऐसा नहीं, पर उन्होंने उनको करने नहीं दिया। बाबा ने मुझे बोला है, मैं नहीं करूँ। बाकी सब छोटी छोटी चीजें वो करते ही थे। पत्नी थी उधर भी उनकी माँ, पर नीलकंठ राव जी ने उनकी पूरी सेवा की, आखिर तक, आखिर तक उनकी सेवा की। और जब भी गुजर गए तो वो मैंने बताया आपको, जो रात को बहुत ही हालत खराब हुई थी उनकी। उस वक्त विशु जी ने उनको राधा राधा कृष्ण आई से तीर्थ लाके दिया, उसके बाद में उनका देहांत हो गया। पर नीलकंठ राव जी ने उनकी बहुत सेवा की, बहुत ही सेवा की। और वो जब ये सब हुआ, जो उनके अस्थि विसर्जन वगैरह हो गया, तब ये फैमिली निकल रही थी वहां पे। बाबा ने नीलकंठ राव जी को परमिशन नहीं दी थी, उनको वही रोक के रखा था। तो एक कहानी मैं उसके बाद में बताऊंगा आपको। उनको वहां पे रोक के रखा हुआ था। ये फैमिली वहां से जब निकल रही थी तो दोनों लड़कों के आंखों में पानी आया कि जैसे चाचा जी जैसे ही थे उनको, कि आपने हमारे पिताजी का इतना सारा किया है। तो उनको भी प्रेम था दोनों के बारे में। और जो नीलकंठ राव जी उधर बाद में रह गए, उनको वहां पे और भी काम दिया था बाबा ने। उनका तो पूरा करना ही था काम नीलकंठ राव जी का, पर उसके साथ में उनके पास से साधना भी करवानी थी। और वो साधना क्या करवाई, नीलकंठ राव जी का सरनेम था सहस्त्रबुद्धे। और ये दासगणु महाराज थे, दासगणु जी, उनका नाम भी सहस्त्रबुद्धे था। ये बहुत सारे लोगों को मालूम नहीं होगा, इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ये कहीं लिखा नहीं है। दासगणु महाराज, उनकी जो पत्नी थी, उसके सिर पे कुछ, I mean, she had almost gone mad. उसको मालूम नहीं था कि क्या पहराव किया है, कि इसको बाल खुले होते थे, उसको कुछ पता नहीं चलता था। बाबा ने एक दिन नीलकंठ राव जी को बोला, ये तुम्हारी बहू है, उसको जरा, उसकी जरा देखभाल करना। वो उन्होंने लिया जैसे अपनी बच्ची को खिलाते हैं, नीलकंठ राव जी ने किया बाबा के कहने पर। जो काम लिया वो पूरा करना है उनका एक स्वभाव जैसा था। अब बाबा ने बोला है ना, बस वो कंप्लीट करना। बाबा को दोबारा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, ये क्या कर रहे हो रामैया, ये ऐसा कभी नहीं उनको बोलना पड़ा। इतनी उन्होंने सेवा की, वहां पे रहे, काफी दिन तक रहे। बाबा गुजर जाने के बाद उस टाइम पे वो वहां से शिरडी से बाहर निकले। उनको अपनी एक बच्ची थी, वो ब्याही थी उधर बड़ौदा में, उनके पति डॉक्टर थे, पर उनके पास ऐसा नहीं कि संबंध खराब थे, लेकिन जाना आना कम था। और पूना में घर था, वो बाद में पूना में आके रहे थे। हमारा विशु जी का जो दुकान था पूना में, उसके नजदीक ही रहते थे, आने जाना होता था। मेरे पिताजी ने भी उनको देख लिया था, उनको भी, उनके पर भी प्रेम था काफी। और कर्मठ, मतलब वेरी स्टबॉर्न इन कैरेक्टर, in whatever he is thought of doing. He was so stubborn. One day he used to go for a swimming every morning, and he had long beard, which you have seen in the picture. One day he came to my grandfather's shop in Pune. My grandfather Visuji had a shop in Pune. वो एक दिन वहां पे आए, वो सारे बाल ऐसे पूरे गाल और ये सूरत लाल हो गई थी, ऐसे बहुत सूज गया था। तो मेरे दादाजी ने उनको पूछा, बाबा, उनको बाबा बोलते थे, बाबा ये क्या हो गया है, व्हाट हैज दिस हैपेंड? नहीं कुछ नहीं, जो दाढ़ी मैंने निकाल दिया। ये क्या है दाढ़ी? ये वो कहाँ जाके दाढ़ी करे, एक एक बाल खींच के निकाल दिया मैंने। पूरा गाल, चेहरा पूरा सूज गया था, लाल हो गया था। First of all, he asked, Visu, just give me some oil or some ointment. Then he looked up, he said, Baba, what is this? Then he told this story. He said, I pulled up all my hair from the beard. That's why it is all swollen. This was one instance. Second instance, which my father told me, of course, grandfather, I mean, both knew about it. उन्होंने, मेरे पिताजी ने मुझे बताया कि उनका पाइल्स का ऑपरेशन था। It's very difficult to tell the story, but it is fact. Nilkant Rao ji was so adamant and so stubborn and so, true to his salt. When his piles operation was to be done, he told the doctor, he just bent down. He said, carry on, doctor. He said, what are you doing, Baba? He said, no anesthesia, you carry on. I won't shout, don't worry. And without anesthesia, his piles operation was done by the doctor. He was so stubborn, so adamant, and so, but true to his soul. Full devotee of Baba, and after coming out of Baba, once Baba had given him Ramnam, that he has mentioned it in his writings. And that is why he used to call him, Baba used to call him Ramayya. And Tatya Sahib was Mahatara. That was mentioned in the letter, but Nana Sahib has given the clarification of why Baba called him Mahatara, Tatya Sahib. Mahatara means a learned man. And Tatya Sahib was, right from his birth, he was a Mahatara. He was learned. That's why Baba gave him the name Mahatara. and Nilkanta was given a name Ramayya. Okay.
So नीलकंठ जी उन बाबा के यहाँ बिल्कुल 1918 तक रहे जब बाबा
Almost.
almost
The exact date is not known, but almost till the end. That जो आपको मैंने बोला था वो प्रोफेसर नार्के का लेटर, उसके अंदर उनका नाम नहीं है.
ओके
जो उधर प्रेजेंट थे
वहाँ
नॉर्मल,
नहीं, हाँ तब नहीं
उनका
थे.
हाँ तब नहीं थे, शायद वो पहले आ गए होंगे. बट ऑलमोस्ट क्वाइट सम टाइम ही स्टेड देयर विद बाबा, क्योंकि उन्होंने उनके जो राइटिंग्स है इसके साई लीला के अंदर, उसके अंदर और किसी किसी के नाम है, तो मतलब वो वहां पे थे.
नीलकंठ जी के अभी भी कोई फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं पूना में?
फैमिली मेंबर्स से बहुत सालों से उनका कोई अता पता नहीं, क्योंकि ही हैड नो सन, he had only one daughter and she was in Baroda. Her husband was a doctor. तो उनसे कोई ये नहीं है, और उन्होंने क्या उनके बारे में कुछ लिखा है रखा है कुछ, आई डोंट नो. हमारी कोई मुलाकात ही नहीं हुई बहुत सालों से, बहुत सालों से. मतलब यू कैन से right from my childhood I have never seen anybody from Baba Saheb's family.
Okay, okay, great. I think this is great session. And Nulkaji, I have a request. We should find out that if with your time, whenever you get time during weekdays or weekend, we should try to find Professor Narke's article in Sai Leela, so that we can share it with devotees either through WhatsApp or other stuff, right? So I think we'll conclude today's session at this point, but we will do Aarti. Last time we forgot. But one thing I want to share with the devotees, I know few of the devotees didn't get the invite because I think we are having some issues. The group has really grown big with Baba's blessing, and WhatsApp is not working for some reason. So we are working on alternatives, maybe Facebook, so that we can put it there and everyone can get it. So we are working on that. So with this, Nulkarji, I really appreciate. I mean, we'll now have Baba's Aarti. I'll play this. You want to show something? Yeah. What is this?
Professor Narke's letter.
Okay.
This is Professor Narke's letter in Sai Leela. It is in Marathi. I thought it was in English. This has been written to Dada Saheb Khaparde after the passing away of Baba. What all happened, how it happened, who all were there, almost all names are there, and Lakshmi Bai's name is also there in this. That 9 rupees given to her. Everything is given, because it was all seen by him at that time.
This is from Sai
Leela.
Next time, Nulkarji, whenever we meet next time or offline, I know it takes you work also during weekdays. You are taking a lot of effort to take this out for all of us. That's really appreciated. And if you can translate whenever, all devotees will really benefit. At least I was very curious to know.
I'll do one thing, not immediately. Maybe I'll take another fortnight or so. I'll translate it into English and send it to you.
Yes, that will be really great. And with your permission, I can share the letters with all the devotees. You send it to me, right? Okay, I will share.
This is a khazana.
Yes.
This is a khazana. So many things. The entire Khaparde diary is in Sai Leela. Entire Khaparde diary is in Sai Leela.
Yes.
So also many writings.
And also we need to work on. I know we need to work on the logistics, how we get the prints from that Baba's negative also. That is a lot, a lot of devotees asking. We'll work offline. I will talk to you offline how the logistics is going. And now I will play Baba's Aarti. Hold on.
Puniji, stop recording while you are playing the Aarti.
Okay. I will stop recording. Okay. I stopped right now.